So let's continue. So for the key concept of the URL, how you check a website, usually you will open a browser, for example, anyone. You put a URL here. For example, let's just google.ca. So it will pass a URL to an IP address and then finding the real HTML page back to the front end. You see, that's a client side. It will go through internet, go to the server, and finding the resource for you. The resource could be a variety. If you press the F12, like Windows is F12, it will go here and you can check the source code of the page. You can see a console. That's another hierarchy structure of the web page, and also a network. You can refresh the page, press F5, and then you can see to show in this page how many requests be sent. It's sending 48 requests. First, it requests a document for the HTML page, and afterwards some image, some photo, some desktop displaying, or some backtrack info Google will use. So that's basic how the web works. You can also show in that diagram, like when you click the button, what happened up behind the scene to request an HTML page. So HTTP is internet protocol, and HTTPS is you can think it's encrypted HTTP protocol. The DOM, you will know it like mainly when you're doing the CSS controller, you will see how to manipulate the DOM to adjust the layout of the page. Okay, below I think I already demonstrated how to inspect HTML request and response, and that's a very popular like dev tool you will use in your real like day-to-day front-end development work. Okay, now let's go to the fun part. So the basic HTTP and CSS. Before that, I will highly suggest you use some IDE, make your development work a little bit easier. For example, I will choose the VS Code, for example, to demonstrate some tool you're going to use. Before I even start to build a page, I will add some extension to make it more easy to use. For that, we can first install two. First is Prettier. As you can see, you just click the extension button and choose, and you can do the search. You can here it have 21 million people already installed. Very popular one. You see, after click install, it's already installed. And the other is called Live Server. Okay, also very popular one. Okay, it's very light extension, so you just install, and it almost install right away. And then what we want to do is on the week one, let's create some page, and I will do a like hand by hand tutorial to see how to do the web page coding. So for create a new file, new folder, you can use Control N. It will create a blank file, and you can save it as index.html. And afterward, you can use the init syntax and then click tab. Then it will generate a basic structure for the HTML page. As you can hear, you just call it week 1 in the title, and then right click the page, click open with the live server. Okay, it's opened. Currently it's a blank page, and here in the title you can see in the tab it shows week 1. That's what you tapped here. Let's see what's the content in the header. It's basically the hierarchy structure is HTML, header, and body. That's a main three part of this HTML page. First is the define the chart site. It's UTF-8. We have different tab, but this one is very popular for the web page. And second, it's to say what's the content you are using. And below, it's a viewport. Viewport, if you want to build a responsive page, that's a default one. It will dynamically adapt the device size or the screen size. Below, it's the title. And we have some other metadata. Click here, metadata. You can add the description. For example, content for week 1. And then we can define some keywords. Keywords, we just call it HTML and CSS. Okay, you just save. The description is mainly when you search on the Google, you can see like how the description looks like. For example, we can do some quick search. HTML. You can see below is the description for that page. So if you search, you find your website on the searching engine, it will show your description underneath the link. And the keyword is helping the searching engine to find your page. The body, let's put some content on the body. So first, let's check in the header. We have header 1 to header 6. Week 01. Let refresh. I think it's automatically refresh. So you can see it shows the header 1. And you can also put the header 2, like page 2, header 3, page 3. Same, you can do it all the way to the header 6. That you can see the font size by default is set to different value, and you can also press F12. You can change the layout here to see how it looks like. For example, you click the H1, it shows how the display default by the browser setting. So each browser set up a different layout and display, but usually it's quite similar. And let's check some other tab. Let's make it to the left and make the web page to the right. So after the heading, let's check the paragraph P. P is a very common content you use for different paragraph. And for put some mock data, there's a very popular tool you can use. It's called Lauren. You see, here is also supported, Lauren. And if, for example, you want to put 200 characters and click enter, it automatically generates a file for you. Okay, here I want to put a pause because I want to show you how to adjust the format. For example, if I put a P here and just put ABC, it will be very ugly to showing on the HTML page. So you can do the automatic format document because you already installed the extension. So use the Control-Shift-P to put command line and searching for the format document. Format document. You can see here, click, and then it will automatically format for you. And also you can do one more step is to setting to format it automatically on your save. Format on save. You see it's unchecked by default, and you can just check it. Click the setting, and then, for example, you just do the same thing, P123, and you just save the file. You see it's automatically format the HTML page for you. Okay, that's just a quick demonstration. Below, I want to go with the hyperlink. So the tag name is called A. Let's create a new file. Okay, it's called link.html. So similar thing, we just quickly create the HTML structure. The header is link, h1 link, and I just want to quickly HTML create the structure so it's easier to demonstrate. H2 CSS, and below that I want to paragraph with linen 100 ERP with Lauren like 200. Okay, now we already have a page. You see here, let's just redirect it there. Oh, it's a good practice to just build a link here. You see underneath the header 6, just create a link and then go to the link.html. After save, oh, you don't put content, so cannot see. You see, here's the link. If you click the link, it will go to the link HTML. This one is called a relative URL, so you can redirect from your internal HTML page. And inside of link, we can put some interesting stuff. So let's first say how to put absolute link. For example, if I just want to redirect to Google, then the href is a hyperlink reference. You just put a Google HTML address, and here you click Google. Now you have a Google link. If you click, it will redirect to your Google. There's another option. If you want to open the Google on a new page, then you should put a target like blank, as I remember. Let me double check. HTML 5 a tag href target. So you can always use that one as a dictionary. Blank. Okay, sorry, not black. Okay, let me save. And if I click here, it will open a Google on a new tab. That's different. And also we can use the internal archive to say where you want to go. For example, if you want to go to the CSS, for example, that's HTML. So we give it a class name. For example, ID equal to CSS segment, and so we just copy here. Put a pound sign, and here is CSS. So you can browse inside of your page. If you click CSS, you can see it directly going into the CSS part. You can think that's how to say it. That's a tag. You click and you go directly to the tag place. Okay, and at the below, probably you want a link to go back to top. Then you just put a pound sign here. Back to top. And here, if you click back to top, it will go to the home or very beginning of the page. That's pretty much everything inside of the link. And it has some part not that frequent use. For example, if you put A, you can see that's all the options. You can put A email. And email too, you can just put apc@gmail.com. then it will automatically use the default browser settings to sending email. And below have a telephone, it will make a phone call. So basically that's everything regarding the link. Call me. Okay, next one we want to cover is the image. Image is a very interesting one. Okay, let's create a image.html. Similar thing. Below we just call it image h1 image. Okay, let's build a link to an image. Image.html. Okay, if you go to the home page, you see here's the image. You can redirect to our email page, and afterwards the tag name is called img, which is very straightforward. And here you can see two attributes. One is source, where the file is. Let me create a folder image, and let me put a file there. I have to download one. Started notes, wipe. Okay, for example, I just put a cat picture there inside of image. Into image, yeah, okay. We have a picture, and here we just call ing/cat. The alternative is when the page cannot load, it will show the alternative name. So as you can see, currently it shows a picture of a cat, and also you can do some style. It's not this photos, but we can do a quick change. Style image. That's the syntax, and the weight equal to 100 pixel, and board radius equal to 50 pixel. See, it's got go to a cycle of the cat. So yeah, the picture should be a very straightforward and easy one. Let's go next. Next one will be the list. List.html. And the similar thing, we create a list. Below we have mainly two parts of the list. First is the order list. And order list, the tag is very easy. It's called order list, and that's the syntax of image. Use the $sign and list item, and you want 3 list item, for example 3. Then you click tab. It will generate the order list and the 3 order item list item. And below, if you just put 1, 2, 3, and if you go to the list, you can see that 2, 3. And here you can also use a tab to define the different order list tab. For example, if you want to select A, save, it will be ABC. Or if you select lowercase a, it is like this. The other thing I want to bring up is a nested order list. For example, you want to put the order list inside of order list. Okay. For example, this one. 2. Number 2, you want to another order list with like 2 list item times 2. Okay. And below it's A and BB. Here the tab you want to set as A. Save. You can see that's how it works for nested order list. Apart of order list, there's another one called unordered list. Unordered list, very similar. Unordered list, and you want to three list item, or you want 4. And below, you can put AA, BB, CC, and DD. DD. Here should have a similar attribute called tab. Oh, order list doesn't have a tab. Okay, tab is only applied for order list. Here you can also apply the nested order list. Order list, list item times 2. A1, A2B. Yeah, that's how it looks like. And the last topic I want to cover first today, it's let me check. It's a table. Yeah, table is very frequently used when you try to display some content. For example, if you want to view a page, table. Oh, sorry. Content I want to call table. Below H1 table. Afterward, you simply just call a table. It won't generate the structure, mainly because it have a lot of different things. If you want to like a TR, it's table row, and we want to have a 3 table headers. Table header times 3. Okay. That you probably can see the table, how the table looks like. It doesn't show up mainly because you don't have any content. But if you put A, B, C, okay, you can say it, and just to make it easier, we can move some style here. TR, TH, and TD. TD is for table data. We want to have a border. 1 pixel, solid, and black. Okay, now you can see it, or maybe let's just add a table as well. And below, we want to add 3 more rows. TR and table data times 3, and we want to generate three rows. So let's just put times. Let's put 4 times 4 tab. Now it generates a table structure. Very convenient. One thing I mainly want to cover is table column span. It's mainly because if you want to combine those 2 rows, then you need to add this line. It's called column span 2. It means you want to span 2 lines. Then you don't need 3, otherwise it will be have a very interesting structure. So you kind of combine the 2 lines, 2 columns on the row 1. So you see here is one row, and below there are 2, and you can do the same on the row span. For example, let's do it the same. So let me do it here. Row span equal to 2, and then we delete the first data here. Now you can see it's combined. Maybe not. Okay, this this cell kind of combines two columns, and this cell combines two rows. That's how it built a dynamic structure inside of like each row and column have the same amount. Okay, that's pretty much everything we have today except the form. Form we will make a separate video because that's very important. You are mainly interact with the user and the server by the form. So we'll cover on the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.